Hey everyone, welcome back to the Path to Purpose podcast. My name is Kieran Williams, and today I'm going to be sharing a little story with you all from when I was on my travels last year, and it relates to the title of this episode, which is The Power of Action. So the reason I'm covering this today is because for me, taking action used to be a challenge because I was afraid of what the result would be, and this was probably one of the most uncertain times of my travels. When I was in Asia, my first stop was Bali, and I was there for 5 months, and I also spent a lot of time exploring, building contacts, and basically just trying to make the whole remote working situation happen. But while I was in Bali, I decided that I wanted to focus fully on sharing my experiences with the world through vlogging. And actually, vlogging is another topic that I can cover in another episode related to taking action, because I think there's quite an interesting story behind it. So when my visa was coming to an end in Bali, me and my friend Jess, who I was travelling with at the time, decided to head to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, as it's very cheap and it's easy to get there from Bali. It's a really short flight. And we actually ended up staying there for 2 whole months. My intentions while I was there was to keep developing my vlogs and just learn to get better at my craft. So I was pretty lucky when I got there because I just happened to be there at the time of Ramadan. So Ramadan is a month of fasting done by the Muslim culture. So I just happened to be in Malaysia at this time, completely unplanned. And after posting a couple of videos from my travels around the city, I was getting requests on my comments on my videos because people wanted me to go and explore the different markets and all the events that were going on at the time for Ramadan. Now, there was a point in the beginning where I was unsure if it was something I really wanted to do because it was quite sudden and I hadn't really planned for it. So I did have a debate with myself at the time whether it was actually something I would be interested in doing or if it aligned with what I was doing. And I think for me at the time it was more of a confidence thing because the marketplaces are very busy. And actually, if you want to check out the video on my channel, you can find me at Kieran Travels, and you'll be able to see some of the videos and just how busy the markets were there. So this brings me on to when I actually decided to take action, and a lot of what was driving me to go ahead and do this was the reward of experiencing something new. And I guess you could say it was basically just like kicking fear in the butt. And I say this because I think that taking action helps you to become a bit more fearless. It definitely did for me, because after I went the first time, I ended up going another 3 or 4 times to various different markets around Kuala Lumpur. And I was creating lots of content, putting up lots of videos, and the response I was getting was actually really good as well. And I think one of my videos actually had over 40,000 views, which to me at the time felt absolutely unreal. But it proved that what I was doing was something good because I was taking action on the things that I was a bit unsure about, but I knew would probably have some kind of impact. So that was the important lesson I learned from that on taking action. After Malaysia, there were other times that I felt like this as well, especially when I was in India, and also Nepal and the Philippines. But again, maybe there's stories for another day. The number one thing that I was thinking about when I was taking action was the drive to be successful in the things that I'm passionate about. And that's really what I wanted to convey in this message today, because if you're afraid of doing something that you know most likely will have a benefit on you or your career, you just have to tell yourself what you would prefer. Like, would you prefer to take action for a possibly great outcome that could lead on to do more incredible things in the future? Or would you rather not try at all and just wonder what it could have been like? And there's been so many times in my life where I've wanted to take action on something, but I haven't done it. And then I wonder what could have happened if I did take action on them. It definitely is a lot better for your mind when you follow things through that you know are going to help you, because then you're not left wondering what it could have been like when you did something. You would actually know what it was like because you would have tried it. So yeah, that was today's short story about taking action and how powerful it can be. And hopefully this short story inspires you to take action on things that maybe you were putting off because of fear or because you were worried about what the outcome would be. But if you are interested in hearing more stories like this, feel free to let me know, and I'll be happy to share more of what I've experienced, especially over the last year of travelling. But with that being said, I just want to thank everyone for listening, and I hope that there's at least one thing you could take from this episode to help you on your journey, or should I say, your path to purpose. But thanks for listening, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.